So I'm going to start it out looking at Amgen. Now, Amgen's having a big update today because it was upgraded, but it's also come up to a very significant area. Now, I want to show you the weekly chart first. Again, if you look at the bottom, those cycle brackets, which are those half moons, are the guide to the flows of money. Now, you see a little faint one in here, and that's because there was a little bit of a shift. You see where that arrow down over there shows you that the cycle started to lengthen out and shift a little bit. So part of this art form is being able to recognize when the money flows are changing a little bit. And that's what happened in here. And that's why we show that shifted cycle in there. Now, what's interesting is that you see right over here where it says synced trough early November. So what that says to me is that on the daily chart, there's also a cycle that bottoms sometime in early November. Now you can see in here, it came way down here to support right there, which was under the 313 area, and then gave the bounce. But this bounce, the level of the bounce now is very important. It's getting up to a level that I think is a sell zone. So I'm going to go now to the side by side, and we're going to look at these last three cycles right over here for you to see, and we'll align that up. And here we're going to look at the last couple of cycles here. So let's just look at the last two cycles here and those last two cycles, so you can see how we're looking at on the daily and the weekly. You could see how they shape up. So this cycle here says, well, this bottom comes somewhere between these two lines, the trough in there. This cycle over here breaks the 78.6%, as you can see. So that says that in this short-term resistance is a sell zone. So I'm looking at the potential for a short-term trade. Now, the reason it's a short-term trade is because we're only looking at a number of weeks. You can see this lines up to November 8th on this cycle. This cycle over here lines up to 1013. So you could see there's a discrepancy in there. That means that this low over here on November 8th, this one over here probably has to come way out and be much more towards the right side, of those two lines. And that's why I have it projected way over here. So this low over here and this low over here are aligned. This downward pressure and this downturn in momentum that comes from the reversal scout right there, which tells me that the intermediate momentum is negative. It has selling coming in on the intermediate. This bounce over here comes while this turned red, or the slim ribbon turned negative. That also increases the probabilities that it will fail from this area. So you can see in here the note that this is short-term resistance and a sell zone right in here. That says to me the highest probability is that it will fail and come down and get below this low. So I like the short side based on that. What would tell me that I'm wrong? So the first thing would be if you get a close over the 61.8% at about 329, well, that would give me a little bit of a warning that I have to really look at what's going on, that there's a possibility I'm wrong. But when I look here at the 78.6%, that is the key level for me, for us, when we look at that, to say that it is repairing itself. So I'm just going to put that in there. And that says to me right there, if it got a close over 333, then this is likely wrong. So, right now what I'm looking at is the potential for it to get up 7 or 8 points and then warn me, or from where it is right now to fall somewhere down as deep as 303, which would be about 23 points. So I make that about a 3-to-1 risk reward in what I see in here based on this analysis. And that 333 level is the level that it would tell me that my analysis is not working out as expected. And then I would have to look hard at what changed. So this looks to me like there is a decline going to come soon and a trough. The best case would be testing this low at 312 with a pretty good projection down over here to about 303 for Amgen. Again, the stock got a favorable comment from an analyst today, and that helped it get this big bounce. And I think that they're going to be all over that bounce and be selling it again starting sometime next week. That is my analysis in Amgen.